What about Batman? Should it be a girl?
Batgirl, you mean?
Yeah.
Batgirl should be a girl. I'm pretty lenient when it comes to casting, but I do believe that Batgirl should be played by a girl. Crazy thought, right?
Crazy thought.
Crazy thought. So this is I was going to run this news right next to the Batman story, but I figure we'll go with it here. Michael Keaton and J.K. Simmons round out the cast of Batgirl. Holy crap. This article is from Bleeding Fool, and it says, in a surprise that will rock the internet, Warner Brothers Pictures has released an official 2022 movie preview kit featuring an updated cast list and synopsis for many of their movies, including the HBO Max original Batgirl. The listing for the DC Comics adaptation has one major surprise in it, as it notes that Michael Keaton is slated to appear, seemingly reprising his role of Bruce Wayne / Batman from the Tim Burton Batman franchise and the upcoming Flash movie. So he's going to be in the Flash as well.
Oh, that's cool.
One thing I think is weird about this that kind of bums me out. This is an HBO Max only release. That makes sense for TV shows, but a movie only release?
Maybe because they're scared it might be the same thing like how the show that shall not be named would be.
Oh, well, it can't be that bad. It's not a CW show. But doesn't that just scream lack of confidence? Like TV, like if you're going to put it HBO Max only, then TV show seems the way to go, or small miniseries. But a film that's only released on their streaming service? Like, the whole reason people are excited about Spider-Man No Way Home right now is that it's not on a streaming service first. They're being able to go out to theaters to see it, right?
But it was the same thing like how, what is it called? There was a movie that you can only... Oh, Cruella by Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, you can only buy it on Disney Plus. Maybe they're trying to do the same thing how like Disney Plus did like earlier.
But Disney, as far as I know, does cheaper subscription service, but then you had to buy Cruella.
Yeah,
right?
It was like over 20.
Same with
Mulan
and then Black Widow was both. You could buy it.
Yeah,
on
but
streaming.
then Raya the Last Dragon and the Last Dragon.
So, but was Raya? Did you have to buy Raya the Last Dragon, or did it? Okay, so these movies are streaming only, but you have to pay for them. Okay, I because Disney Plus is cheaper.
Yeah.
Meaning that it's like, what, $8 a month? But then there's certain things that are PVOD, like paid VOD. That's a little bit different than paying $15 a month and then also having to pay to buy the movie. F that.
Well, like, I don't think they're going to pay. I don't think they're going to make people pay for it. I think they're just going to release it. Because wasn't Kong versus Godzilla on HBO Max only? Yeah,
but we were still farther into the pandemic. No, Godzilla vs. Kong was theater too, though, right? Yeah. All of HBO Max's releases last year were day and date, meaning that they came out in theaters and on streaming services. So you could go to either, which obviously affected their box office. The same thing happened to Black Widow. Black Widow released on Disney Plus and on streaming, or I'm sorry, Disney Plus and in theaters, and its box office suffered because of it.
Oh. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're just doing this where, like, you can pay for the subscription, but you can get the movie for free, and it's only HBO Max exclusive.
Yeah, like that. I get it. That's like I guess that's an addition to the business model and the bonus of like having so many projects being made that you can put one there. But to me, that screams lack of confidence in the character, right? It's a lack of confidence in whether the movie will do well.
Well, nobody really likes Batgirl that much.
That is not true. I like Batgirl.
Batgirl was cool until like they made her paralyzed.
People love Barbara Gordon as Oracle. Are you kidding me? Barbara Gordon as Oracle is like really popular. I
don't know.
So you're wrong. Okay.
For me, because I prefer the Robins more. I'm like, we need more Robin movies.
Well, I mean, actually, to be honest, I'm not surprised by that though, because Wham and progressivism in 2021 means that you're always going to get they're going to go here first. It is weird but we get a decent amount of. No, we don't really get a decent amount of the Robins anywhere, do we?
No, unless
Titans
and also the animated movies like Batman's Son.
A lot of people feel like DC should just stick to the animated movies because that's what they do best anyways.
Yeah, the animated movies, I prefer them more because they're more detailed in art style and like the story. And it's like really it's really close to home to like the comic books.
Do you have a favorite?
I prefer the DC Dark series.
Okay.
Because of Constantine.
Okay, because you love Constantine.
Yeah, I do.
Justice League Dark.
Yeah, I prefer it more because like there was like the second movie of Justice League Dark where basically everybody's killed. And like John, like Constantine, like he got killed, but then they revived him so he can do the final spell. So they killed him on purpose just for the spell.
How'd they bring him back? Lazarus Pit?
Kind
I
of.
don't think they can do the Lazarus Pit with the...
No, I think they basically pulled his soul out of hell again.
Okay. All right. That seems more in tune with the character. So it says, it says the listing of the DC Comics adaptation had one major surprise. So Michael Keaton is credited to reprise his role as Batman. And it says, this revelation might have already been referenced by Batgirl director Adil El-Arbi and Bilal Fallah, who were previously asked if Batman would appear in the movie. Speaking in an interview earlier this year, the pair simply laughed when they asked the question, with their only reply being that Batman involved would be, quote, the real one. I'm also, another reason to be concerned is two directors. Anytime there's two directors on a project, I get iffy. It usually tells me that the studio doesn't have faith in one or the other to helm the project. Captain Marvel had two directors. I believe I thought one of the Ant-Mans. I thought the second Ant-Man did too, but I could be wrong about that. But not a fan of that approach, and I don't know either of them, but they could have fantastic work. I'm not sure.
Maybe. This is just a passion project, and like
you don't have a passion project with billion-dollar franchises. You don't.
You don't know. Maybe HBO Max is living on the edge.
I don't think companies in the amount of debt that these companies are in all the time trying to build new property. I don't think they do passion projects in that realm. Maybe. You could be right. To fans of a certain generation, Keaton's Batman would no doubt fit that bill. Of being the real one, or they could have been making a cheeky reference to the fact that there are multiple active Batmans on screen. In addition to Keaton reprising his role for The Flash, Ben Affleck will also appear in the 2022 feature as the Dark Knight. Plus, Robert Pattinson's version of the Batman will make his big screen debut in March. Leslie Grace is set to star as the titular red-haired heroine in the film. J.K. Simmons reprising his role as Commissioner Gordon for the new film, and Brendan Fraser is also confirmed to appear playing the villain Firefly, so he's playing Garfield Lynch. Actor Jacob Scipio, who previously worked with directors El-Arbi and Fallah on Bad Boys for Life. Oh, so if they worked on Bad Boys for Life,
it could be.
It could be really good. Okay, all right. Never mind. Maybe I will reserve. I have my reservations, but I will give them the benefit of the doubt. Batgirl is expected to debut on HBO Max at a later date, so they don't even have a date set for it. One thing that's really interesting about this movie is that Alicia Silverstone has expressed interest in wanting to reprise her role as Batgirl from Batman and Robin, and also. This was originally supposed to be a Joss Whedon film. Yeah. And he was attached to direct, and then everything that's happened with Joss Whedon has happened. Yeah. And they can't do anything about it, so they moved away from that. And also, originally they didn't have Brendan Fraser. They wanted Sylvester Stallone to play Garfield Lynch. That would have been cool.
Ooh,
I would have liked to see Fire. Yeah, that would have been cool to see him. So I don't know. I'm not super. I'm excited that the movie is going to be that's going to have Michael Keaton, but I wonder how much of a role he's going to play. Does that make sense? If it's just a cameo, is that then they're just using him as promotional material basically to get people excited? Maybe. But if he's only on screen for a couple of minutes, what's the point? But if he could have a more concerted role like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield in Spider-Man No Way Home, that would be very cool. Yeah. And I know he's going to be involved in the Supergirl movie, I believe, with Sasha Calais or whatever her name is, that's coming up. So there's a lot of stuff going on in DC. I still think they're bummed that Marvel's getting to the multiverse before them, because DC it was a DC concept first.
Well, I thought they did it first when they introduced it in the Flash universe.
Paradox, right? Or in like the 60s or something like that. I wasn't quite born yet in the 60s, but from what I understand, I just know that it was a DC concept first. But the multiverse really has become like a lazy writing tool. Like, we can have multiple Batmans. Why not, right? We can have multiple Flashes. We can do all these things. It's kind of, I'm burnt out on it. I like the idea of Robert Pattinson's Batman existing off to the side and just doing their own project, right?
Yeah.
It puts more it puts more pressure on the director and the writers to tell good stories rather than rely on member berries.
Yeah.
It worked in No Way Home, but that does not mean it's always going to work. So I think we should get back to smaller stories, less crossover, and just better projects.
Maybe this is... I'm sorry, I did this earlier because I just had an epiphany. What if this is a short film and they're trying to introduce it into a TV show?
I think they would just announce the show. I mean, I don't see a promotional reason to do that. I mean, maybe, but I don't see a promotional reason to do a... Plus, they would have said short film. They wouldn't have... imagine announcing it... Now, if you announce something as a short film and then they debut it as a full movie, people would love that. But announcing it as a movie and having it be a short film would be very, very bad.
Yeah.
I don't think people would like that very much.
Well, also, I like the details of Batgirl. So, is there any announcement who's going to play as her?
Yeah, it said it listed the character right here. It's Leslie Grace, and I don't. We can look that up. I don't.
I can search it up. Or you got it.
Yep. So I don't know who that is as an actress. She's not one that I've seen before. At least it's not a name that I recognize. I have not seen her in anything, at least as far as I can tell. Batgirl, looks like she's a musician. She has no acting credits. Oh, In the Heights. She was in The Heights, but it looks like she's all her credits are music. So she's a singer.
In the Heights is okay.
She's a singer.
It's a Broadway musical, maybe.
Well, that's an awful idea.
I'm just trying to ruin your day.
You're working very hard to do so. 5 older siblings. I don't know. It's all the rest of it looks like pandering identity politics. Anytime they cast someone who has like almost no experience, I worry. If you're gonna hand the reins of like a character with a lot of money to somebody with no experience, we had the same feeling about Alaqua Cox as Echo, right?
Yeah.
Literally no acting credits, and she exceeded my expectations for the most part. Granted, they were very, very low.
Yeah.
I worry anytime they do stuff like that. So I don't know. We'll see how this comes out. It is cool that they're bringing J.K. Simmons back as Commissioner Gordon, because I would like to see more of that. I would like to see Jeremy Irons' Alfred come back, because I thought he's my favorite Alfred next to Michael Caine for different reasons. I like the fact that he's like really, really quippy and he kind of pushes back on Bruce a lot. So I would like to see more of that character. That's obviously a very not stunt. It's very pie in the sky thinking to think that they would just randomly bring him back, but they're bringing everybody else back. So why not? I don't know. We will see. We'll keep our eye on it. We'll be able to review it here. We'll watch it when it comes out. And we'll see how it does. But for the most part, the casting there is pretty good. Brendan Fraser as Garfield Lynns. The Brendan Fraser Renaissance is still going on. So thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.